Once upon a time, in the golden city of Verona, where moonlight danced on marble walls, two families stood divided by a feud so old, no one remembered how it began. The Montagues and the Capulets lived side by side, yet their hearts were miles apart, filled with pride, anger, and silence. One evening, under lanterns and laughter, the Capulets hosted a grand celebration. Music filled the air, and masked guests twirled like living stars. Among them slipped a young man named Romeo Montague, curious and restless, drawn not by mischief, but by fate. And then he saw her. Juliet Capulet stood near a balcony, her presence softer than the night breeze, her eyes brighter than the candles surrounding her. In that moment, the noise faded, the feud disappeared, and time itself seemed to hold its breath. They spoke, first as strangers, then as souls that felt strangely familiar. With every word, love grew, not slowly, but like fire meeting dry leaves. That night, under the quiet sky, Romeo whispered promises beneath Juliet's balcony. She leaned closer, her heart torn between her name and her truth. Love had found them, but so had danger. Within days, they chose each other over everything, secretly bound in marriage, hoping love could mend what hatred had broken. But the world around them was not ready. A fight broke out in the streets. Words turned to swords. Blood was spilled, loss followed, and suddenly, love stood surrounded by grief and consequences. Romeo was banished. Juliet was left alone, desperate and determined. Juliet chose a risky plan, to fake her death and escape the life forced upon her. A potion would slow her breath, still her body, and give them one final chance to be together. But fate is rarely kind to hurried hearts. The message never reached Romeo. When he heard Juliet was gone, his world shattered. He returned in silence, stood beside her, and chose to follow her into darkness rather than live without her. Moments later, Juliet awoke. Too late. The silence around her told the truth. Words could not. And so, in the quiet echo of broken love, she chose to join him, where no feud, no name, no world could separate them again. By morning, the city wept. The Montagues and the Capulets stood face to face, not as enemies, but as grieving families. And in the loss of Romeo and Juliet, written by William Shakespeare, they finally understood. Love had tried to unite them, but hate had spoken louder. And so, peace came, not from victory, but from tragedy.